Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. We are just one day away from the 2023 Cyber Week, not Cyber Weekend. Cyber Week, 7 days of offers and deals. And I have to say, we have just come so far since, this week. And it is weird on my channel for the first time ever, because I have not explored or even jumped into, because I made videos on the Aegon problem, aka a rank 4 Aegon, looks like could cost you as many as 50 revives and Lord knows how many potions. If you go in with him over a rank 5, it's not to say you can't do it to rank 4. Heck, I know people who've done it with the 5-star Ascended Aegon. But if you can wait, and if you can afford it, a rank 5 or even a quote-unquote rank 6 as an Ascended Aegon will save you so many. And my thinking is, I want to save units, I want to save potions, I want to save revives. And as somebody that now has hoarded over 60,000 units, it's kind of fun to look back years ago when I had 115 units, because my goal is never to have that few again, especially on Cyber Week. And yet that is what I had, apparently, in 2020. It was a dark time. So, this is, of course, just a quick history lesson, if you missed my past video, of what this has turned into. 3 years ago, 6-star shards and tier 5 basic and 5-star 6 stones, even a 5-star Nexus crystal, a 5-star Nexus for the Odin was considered good. A 1-to-1 6-star ratio was crazy. That's where you got up to 18,000 units spent just for a guaranteed 6-star crystal, which would probably got you a 6-star Groot. And then, slowly but surely, we evolved into fully formed tier 5 basic and 6-star Nexus instead of 5-star Nexus. And then we had a choose your own path of a 5-star or 6-star rank up. Remember, this was when, like 7 stars now, a 6-star to rank 2 was considered to be a huge rank up. And then my man Suave got me looking suave with deals that this was the best we had seen. For 30 bucks, a 6-star Nexus. That actually got worse. We'll see after that. So this was kind of in 2021 Cyber, not weekend. Remember, these were 4-day offers, not 7-day. You can see the timers there. But the most 6-star 6 stones that were generic we'd ever seen. That was crazy. We saw 6-star class-based Nexus crystals for the first time 2 years ago. And then ultimately, all the way down, a 6-star Awakening Gem crystal, which was crazy. I bought it for Corvus. Didn't awaken Corvus, but I awakened Human Torch. That was amazing. And then again, slowly but surely, we made our way to ditching this entire 18,000 unit system for the stores. The stores of the Advanced Summoner bundles, which give you choice over how you spend your units more than the previous system. You could get things like featured 6-star crystals, rank up, generic gems, tier 5 class catalyst, fragment selectors. For the first time, this was, of course, in 2022. Now, a year ago, because I am speeding through this recap, we had tier 3 alpha, tier 6 basic on Cyber Week. We had fully formed 6-star crystals for 30 bucks, which were not as good as Nexus, and that was a hotly debated topic. The 6-star Nexus was 50 bucks a year later, not 30. Again, they raised the price. I think they regretted making it 30 bucks 2 years ago. And then you had the Greater Summoner bundles return one more time, including champion selectors and then a bonus 6-star rank up gem from rank 3 to rank 4. That was a generic, which again was crazy. And then a generic 6-star Awakening gem before. You get them once a month in the side quest rewards for threat level 5. And then, if you're wondering what the best deal was back then, well, fully formed tier 3 alpha, fully formed tier 6 basic, plus 25% in the overflow, a 6-star Awakening gem crystal for some people as well. And then we come back to the Advanced Summoner bundle model, which included 6-star 6 stones, tier 3 alpha, tier 6 basic, tier 5 class catalyst selectors, more 6-star Nexus crystals, and the past era champion selectors with 25% tier 6 class catalyst fragment crystals, not selectors. And then the past era champion. And then this brings us to 2023. July 4th week. So, let's just pretend, because of course Valiant's going to look even better. I'm looking at this from a Paragon perspective where I want to get some Valiant offers eventually because in the next 7 days my goal is, yes, to become Valiant. I predict at minimum, and this is kind of a fun, hot debated topic on the channel, will Kabam give us one or multiple, as Paragon players, rank 3 7-star opportunities? I think the smart thing to do would be to force people like myself to do at least one completion run of Necropolis fully. And that means you should be able to get one rank 3 7-star outside of Necropolis in Cyber Week offers. I do not expect that to be for cash. I expect that to be for a good amount, thousands of units. We're talking about maybe even like 6,000 units. They're going to say, all right, Paragon players, it's going to cost you $200, $200 cash to get a rank 3 7-star. And then the irony of it is that for those of you who can spend cash, let's say that Valiant players could add another 3 rank 3 7-stars. Well, if you explored Necropolis to be one of the first people, like my man KT1, to be Valiant, but you don't get access to Paragon offers, then you may or may not regret it. But Kabam did switch up the format with the combination of the Kabam website store and the previous cache, where when you bought all of the Valiant offers, they disappeared and became Paragon offers. So, I don't know if they're going to do that again to make it quote-unquote fair for everybody. I would imagine that they want to do that to avoid the Valiant backlash of almost punishing people for exploring really hard content a week and a half before Cyber Week deals come out. But personally, I just want to become Valiant. And I would like it to cost less than 10,000 units for that entry fee. I would like it to cost about 6,000 units. As far as the offers, I expect a double of 7-star shards for each one of these tiers, what they used to be. I don't expect it to be a featured 6-star for $5 for Paragon players especially. But Valiant probably going to double this. But for Paragon, I would like to see 20 6-star SIGs for $5 and probably, I don't know, 1,000 7-star shards? Would that be too much to ask? And then the $10 one, 2,000 7-star shards. And honestly, they can just keep those rank up gems. I do expect this to be a popular return of, maybe we'll see a cheaper price, but I doubt it. The $30 rank 3 to rank 4 rank up gem was amazing. Now, if you want to give us 100 6-star 6 stones instead, go for it. The debate is, if you're Valiant, do they introduce for Valiant tier 7-star 6 stones and 7-star awakening gems? We have not seen them in any content, not even Necropolis rewards. If they do that, and yes, you can take a shot for every time I say it, but it's just true, the economy of the game will have changed forever. The economy of the game will have changed forever if that happens. But we'll see if they do. $50. The big thing is, I want for $50, I'm not going to say double the tier 6 class catalyst fragment selectors that they had before this, because 150% is pretty good, but I think for that, they should give us enough to take a 7-star to rank 2, or at least a guaranteed 6-star to rank 5. But I would like the items to be separate like they did before on July 4th week this year, because if you just do like a rank up gem or a rank up gem crystal, you can't use those items. Like, the beauty of this is you can choose 6-stars or 7-star champions to use them on, because tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha and tier 6 class catalyst fragments are transferable between whatever rank up you choose. Kabam sometimes makes the mistake of choosing, instead of materials, rank up gems, which limit you based on the rarity. Like, you can't use a rank 3 to rank 4 6-star rank up gem on a 7-star, obviously. So the $30 one may not interest you if you don't care about 6-star rank ups, though I still think you should. And then the Odin. I think the Odin for Paragon players should guarantee you a 7-star crystal this year. I think it should be 15,000 7-star shards. I think the 6-star rank up gem Nexus is great, but should be a generic at this point, a generic rank 4 to rank 5 6-star rank up, and maybe the Odin for Valiant players is the 7-star rank 1 to rank 2. I don't expect it to be a 2 to 3. If it is, again, that is Say it with me. Changing the economy of the game forever to give those players multiple guaranteed rank 3 7 stars with just whatever gym they get. Believe it or not, Abyss Nexus crystal selectors I don't think are valuable like they used to be. I would put that in the $50 offer, and the $100 offer I would be maybe, just maybe, and again, this is a little controversial, but like a 7-star Nexus for the first time. I'd love to see that. And then I do not care at all about the $100 relic bundle. I will not be purchasing it with my hard-earned cash. And then the bundles, I like the options for this, but I do think that in terms of tiers, again, you should spend the maximum of the Paragon bonus bundle, about 6,700 units, to get a rank 3 7-star. And yes, this was the rewards from the website store, which we expect to come back as well. So, bottom line for Paragon players, I want for about 6,000 units, ideally less, but I know Kabam wants to make their money. At least one chance for a rank 3 7-star, even if it's a rank up crystal like they give in Necropolis completion rewards, where basically the 7-star class-based crystals are a good middle ground for Odins, especially for Paragon players, because you can use those and not open them until you have selected, and this is where it gets a little tricky depending on how many units you have in your inventory, until you've selected that crystal. I would advise everybody, I'm going to say this in the videos on Friday, open those 7-star class-based crystals first. I believe they introduced them in Necropolis so they could reintroduce them in these rewards, and make sure as far as those 7-star class-based crystals, you don't select the class until you know what class of rank-up gym you've got. Now, if it's generic, that argument goes completely out the window, but we're going to assume that it's probably going to be generic for Valiant, but class-based for Paragon, because that's a similar structure they've done in the past with Paragon rewards differentiated from Thronebreaker rewards. Remember when Paragon came out with their best rewards, like a 6-star Awakening gym, for example, was a generic, and a Thronebreaker was a class-based crystal. I expect that to be the case, but for rank-up gyms for 7 stars, and maybe even 6 stars, but hopefully not that. The 6-star equivalent of that is either a generic for Valiant and a Nexus for Paragon. Either way, you want to be at least Paragon. By the time this ends in a week, and I realize for some people that sounds impossible, but who knows? Maybe you can get there, especially with the units you purchase for revives. In the meantime, I appreciate everybody who's continued to support this channel, and I look forward to having people actually send me to grade the Valiant offers so I can compare them with Paragon, but I will be grading the Paragon situation where a lot of people like me are trying to become Valiant this week but want to wait to see what they have to offer before they jump into Necropolis. So it'll be a very busy Friday. I'll be spending probably 6-7 hours recording videos. It's like my Super Bowl where I just know I've got to cancel everything and just work for the day. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.